Hi everyone, my name is Claude.
And I'm Clinton, and we're the Lamest Defenders. On this special episode of We've Got Issues, Dawn of X is finally upon us, and Claude and I are going to bring you X-Men #1.
Oh yeah, let's do this.
Welcome back. So for this week's issue was X-Men #1. Mm-hmm. This is the new relaunch, Dawn of X. It is starting Jonathan Hickman's multi-year run now. Powers and House of X were both a setup for this, and this also felt like a giant setup. So I mean, it's not bad, but well, let's just go through it bit by bit. This is going to be a spoiler review, so.
They just want your $4.99.
Exactly. It feels like that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So it opens up with Xavier giving Cyclops his glasses.
Yep.
Scott Summers, he's younger, and he's afraid to open his eyes, and Xavier just gives him his glasses. Like, no, like that's, you have to look. Like, they don't want you to see. Like, we are going to be the eyes, kind of thing. So it's like, okay.
We got just some really neat Oakleys here.
Yeah, pretty much. So that opens up the issue, and then the next scene is Storm and Cyclops leading an assault on the last Orcus stronghold on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So they were very clear to say on Earth too.
Yeah.
So they obviously have the Forge and other places too.
Right.
But and then after basically corralling most of their Orcus forces into this room, Magneto and Polaris show up, and they pretty much just wipe everybody out.
They're already dead.
As this is going on, this scientist in charge of this particular base is about ready to inject something into him, because he's not going to just sacrifice all this data.
Mm-hmm.
So it actually leads to quite possibly my favorite panel in this entire issue. Maybe one of my favorite panels of the year.
Yeah.
This is one of the funniest things.
I heard you giggling.
So a bunch of apes just stream out of this hole, and then Cyclops goes, "On your right, be careful. They're sure to be savvy. All these apes have PhDs." It was the funniest thing to me.
Gorilla Grodd and Harambe coming out, yeah. Winston from Overwatch coming too.
So their goal, that was just completely, that was like
out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was like a right hook that no one saw coming. But so their goal was to save these mutants that they were experimenting on, and they do. But they as soon as they do, they get them back to Krakoa to have them be checked out medically and psychologically, because these guys have gone through some trauma. They're more worried about the psychological trauma than they are the physical abuse. Yeah. So that particular scene ends with Polaris and Cyclops talking, and Cyclops saying, like, this is a new world. This is our world now. We have to fight for this. This is ours. But before that, Magneto shows up, and he goes, he's basically, these kids just love him. They want to be Magneto. Like, oh, can I go with you next time when you fight the humans? And it's the mutants' reaction to humanity now is kind of scary, actually, because they're saying, like, because Storm even said during the assault, she's like, well, these humans should know when they're conquered, basically, and just surrender. It's just like, that's not at all what we do.
Superheroes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like,
okay,
where are you getting this from?
Yeah.
So
Arrow #1.
Yeah. So after that, it goes to the Orcus Forge, and there is who's there is Director Devo, and Karima, the Omega Sentinel from the Powers of X. She was with the Dr. Gregor. Yeah. At the end of the assault there.
Really militant looking lady, and doesn't mess around.
Exactly. They were reminiscing, and it was actually kind of somber. They had all these caskets that they were just kind of floating out into the sun, and reminded me of Star Trek 2 a little bit.
No, Yondu, Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Fair enough.
Star Trek sucks.
And so they kind of threw me for a loop on that one, actually.
Got you slipping.
So they're just discussing the cost of what it was, like the actual human cost, also the monetary cost. There we go. And it was odd. Like, it was just a weird scene, kind of in the middle of this. Kind of took you out of it.
Okay.
Then it cuts to the summer house, and the summer house is next to the blue side of the moon.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It is a Krakoa biodome,
Okay.
And it has multi-levels and this big, beautiful kitchen. So it has all the Summers boys with their dad, Corsair, and Jean Grey's there, a Marvel girl she prefers now, and Cable was there as a little boy, and he was trying to trade guns with this other character. I was just like, he's like, Mom, can I have this gun? Can he and I trade? Like, eat dinner first, you know?
Right.
So that was kind of a cute scene. And then there was actually a really nice couple pages where Corsair and Scott are bonding, and it was just kind of nice to see Cyclops being human. Well, you know what I mean. After that scene, it takes place we go back to the Orcus Forge, where we are meeting Dr. Gregor and Director Devo again, and they're just talking about how, you know, they just had a funeral for her husband from the result from Powers of X #4, and how she wasn't there, and she said, I wasn't going to go because there's nothing left to bury.
Right.
So it ends with an interesting cliffhanger where I'm pretty sure she has a Shi'ar crystal.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know how she got it.
Yeah.
But it's basically
eBay.
It's basically used to store, basically as a backup for mutants, really, with golden balls. Yeah, I always forget his name, and he's such an instrumental character. But
classic name.
Yeah, and Xavier using Cerebro to basically bring mutants back from the dead. So it's interesting to see what is going to transpire from that. That's actually where the issue ended.
Okay.
It was kind of like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we went through 12 issues of world building, and we're still getting world building kind of thing. It's just like, I understand that this might be the first issue for a lot of new people. I get that, but I wanted a little bit more. I mean, it's still good,
right?
And I still recommend it, but I'm just a little disappointed. I feel like it's more of a 7 or an 8, not so much a 9 out of 10. It was still interesting. A lot of the characters weren't really fleshed out.
Mm-hmm.
So I know there's going to be an ongoing series, and they're going to be doing that, but all the same, it's just like I would like to know who I'm looking at and talking to, kind of thing. So,
oh well,
I don't know. It's a good one. Pick it up, honestly. Like don't let the negatives outweigh the positives. It's still very good.
Yeah, it's a great book. It's just, you know, just a little bit.
Yeah,
something.
a little bit more
value.
Yeah,
so
just something.
But yeah, this is our first video for this week for our comic book reviews. There's still plenty to talk about. I do a Absolute Carnage review, and then we have some other substantial issues that we're doing a separate video about. So this week is crazy busy for us.
Yeah, so be sure to look out for that.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Stay lame.
Bye.